Hello to my beautiful soul tribe. It's Maya back with another reading. Our saying here is we are attracting our soul tribe and they support us. This is a part 2 of the Ascended Masters and Crystal reading. Okay, this is for Virgo, Cancer, as well as Taurus. Thank you for sticking in there with me. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. I hope you're getting something out of it. You can always donate to the channel or you can subscribe by emailing the email that's in the description. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. If you have a deep issue, it's best to see a professional. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Okay? So, my sound was not working in the last video, so I had to redo this card reading for the Ascended Master, ห์and Green Chrysoprase. This represents discernment. So I'm going to read this over again, even though I read it earlier today. I found out that the sound wasn't working, so let's do this because discernment is very important. I encourage everybody to listen to their gut feeling. So let's read about it. On this card, there's 333. Okay. It says we bring you the blessing of discernment. There's an expression that all that glitters is not gold and that appearances can deceive. This does not mean that you must believe the world and all its appearances with suspicion and distrust. It means it's wise to trust what you feel and sense happening beneath the surface, even if that seems to directly oppose what's being said or what many others may believe. The world is filled with opportunities for you to practice sense and truth behind the mask. You will do this most accurately when you allow your instincts and intuition to inform you without rationalizing the information, so it matches the superficial appearance of things. If intuition or instinct is niggling at you, then it's trying to communicate something. Listen, take your time to feel your authentic response. Discernment helps you cut through illusion, manipulation, and deception, and to get to the heart of the matter at hand is the intelligent use of your intuition, an instinct that will help you to navigate through the multitude of choices available to you every day and choose what best serves your life journey. Discernment means seeing truth from a neutral, non-judging, and detached perspective. Discernment helps you recognize your true value and potential, intention, and capacity in people and situations in your life. It's a way to allow the reality of what is to become clear to you. This is exceptionally helpful. It can minimize the devastation of dashed hopes and the pain of unmet, unrealistic expectations. This can help you conserve and use your precious time and energy in intelligent ways. Your discerning inner eye will help you where there's a genuine potential to continue to give yourself to that, even if others tell you that you're wasting your time and energy when they cannot see as you do. Discernment helps you know what is true for you and what to do or not to do. The power for accurate discernment can be increased in several ways. It takes courage to develop discernment because it's a personal inner knowing. That means to grow your own discernment, you're going to need to pull back from honoring the opinion of another above your own intuition or instinct. Of course, you can ask for the insights of those you trust. This can be very wise, but your discernment will only increase if you then take responsibility for your take on the situation at hand and ask yourself what you feel, what is true for you, what you sense. You may find that the view of another confirms your own, or that your sense of things is very different, perhaps even if you admire and respect the person whose opinion you sought. You will need to discern for yourself what value you give to the opinion of any other as you take complete responsibility for the choices in your life. This responsibility then gives you absolute freedom to live as you choose. Sometimes your discernment will need time to cut through misleading appearances and get to the truth. At other times, the truth will be very clear to you, perhaps instantly. Your job is to then honor that and respond accordingly with absolute trust. With patience, you will be able to tell when you're discerning and when you're reacting. They will feel very different to you. Discernment is non-judgmental. It sees clearly and without emotion. It's neutral, accurate, and compassionate. It does not try to make things other than what they are, nor does it make excuses or condemn anyone or anything. It will, however, let you know loud and clear what's right for you and what's not. If you're confused about the matter in your life, uncertain if you are seeing the whole picture or if someone is as they appear to be, you're advised to practice discernment. Complete the following healing process as often as you need until the clarity comes. Sometimes the best way to discern the truth is to stop trying to work it out, is to step back, to ask the universe to show you what you need to know, and get on with living your life as best as you can from a place of love and trust and inner peace. In due course, the truth will be shown, often just at the moment you are really ready to see and know it. And at that time, you will also be ready to act upon what you perceive. This oracle comes to you with guidance and encouragement. Trust your discernment faculties and apply it regularly. What you are perceiving is far more accurate than you may always realize. And even though on the appearance of things it may seem shocking or unlikely, the truth is what it is. The more you rely on your own discerning nature, the more powerful, helpful, and clear it shall become. Thank you, Spirit. Her presence empowers you to care for the world without becoming distraught or fatigued. Compassion leaves you energized and motivated to work towards your sacred purpose in life of caring for the world in your own unique way and creative way. Your compassion for the world will affirm your dignity and empower you to stay true to your own reality whilst respecting the experience of others. If you have been judging yourself or another, then it's likely you have become enmeshed in their pain, tired, and perhaps even angry or afraid. If you are feeling used, abused, or exploited, taken advantage of in any way, then the inner queen rises up to remind you that you're royal. You're guided to seek out your inner divine dignity. Summon your compassion for yourself and all others involved in the relevant situation, and give yourself permission to disengage from the drama, to step back and take care of your own needs first. Then you can respond rather than react to what's happening within you and around you. The inner queen within will help you gather your energy back to your heart center so you can shine your compassion as you acknowledge that everyone is doing their best and everyone has the divine right and power to choose how they respond to the mysteries of life. The inner queen also brings you guidance to honor what you need to do with your life. You're a sovereign being, and honoring your spiritual truth is how you act as a guardian of your soul and choosing that which honors you as you are, rather than trying to force yourself to be something or someone that you're not naturally to be, meant to be. You will gain so much energy. Life becomes easier, and the universe can support you. As you honor yourself in this way, you honor the divine, for it is the divine that lives in you and you, as you, and created you to be as you are for a sacred purpose, even if that remains a mystery to you at times. The inner queen is the priestess, a bridge, channel between worlds. She brings messages from worlds beyond the earthly realm. If you've been wanting a message from one who has passed, consider this oracle a message that it has been given. Love is the answer to your question. This oracle supports you in particular if you're wanting to do work on spiritual release, helping people honor death rather than fear it, to cross over with consciousness and dignity. And also if you wish to work with the divine feminine through dance, art, or music. It also confirms that if you're interested in shamanic or any other transformative healing, if you wish to do any work that involves relaying messages between the worlds, such as channeling, mediumship, or automatic writing, then you're encouraged to pursue your studies in those areas, as it will tap to your natural talents you have and develop it further in service to love. If you wish to work with the forces of the natural world with family dynamics or male-female relationship dynamics with young women, healing from trauma and abuse, with those trapped in darkness in any way, then you're encouraged to pursue that work. This oracle confirms that your interest in this area is an indication that you can express your compassion effectively through such methods. Finally, if you've been in the time of darkness, craving light in life, the oracle affirms is coming to an end, and that you should ascend with dignity and with wisdom, proud of all you have learned and the growth you have undertaken. You know what? As I read this, it's funny because I actually named my dance company at Rubies, and I also have a ruby ring. Ruby is actually my favorite gem. So it's crazy how the inner queen came out. I relate a lot to that. So I can see that it's probably going to be 4 parts to this video. Only because I would like to read thoroughly. Like, I like to read things out fully so that you can understand them. I also like to reflect on the messages. So this is part 2, but I'm feeling like there's going to be a part 3 and a part 4 to this, because I do want to read it all. And I don't want it to be just one long video. So let's move on to Ascended Master Buddha and the Paradox. Wild compassion. We bring you the excuse me. We bring you the blessing of wild compassion. What if a restriction now could prepare you to receive greater freedom in the not too distant future? And to be able to appreciate, enjoy, and fully receive that freedom? What if growing pains now would strengthen you to be ready to receive a life-changing opportunity headed your way? What if rest and time to just be at this moment would help you build up your reserves of vital energy for a time in the future when you will be asked to step up, perhaps to lead or use your energy in some way to support many? While compassion is at work in your life, You can trust that it knows what you need and when, and will deliver it with unsurpassed grace. Wild compassion is what is active in your life when something is hidden. It's a hidden blessing. In some spiritual traditions, this is known as obscuring grace. It is something that seems to be undesirable at first, and yet in due course reveals itself to actually be something for you, which you would be most grateful. When the situation is happening, however, it is often seen absolutely impossible to the mind that you could ever feel gratitude for what is taking place. Yet, if you allow yourself to engage in your life journey with an open and trusting heart, you'll find that wild compassion will bamboozle your mind and dazzle your heart again and again with its unfailing, gracious, and tender love for your soul. As you take this journey, you'll come to realize you are not just another blob of light, having a life experience in this universe, one amongst the many, not particularly known or loved or acknowledged. In fact, the universe loves and cares for you with such personal, intimate detail that your every need is anticipated and responded to with care. I brought it up some so you guys could see the view. It says, no matter how difficult things may seem to be at times, you will, if you keep your heart and mind open, come to realize you're always without fail, being served by a loving divine intelligence. When wild compassion strikes, you're going to need to delve deep and tap into trust, into curiosity, and into your sense of humor. You can know that only the divine can truly put your plans into absolute disarray. And if that is happening, which is absolutely will from time to time, then there's a good, loving, and helpful reason for it. The best way to respond to wild compassion is to allow yourself to be wild as well. That means not being afraid to let go of the script of your life, to think on your feet, or even better, to let your instincts move your feet and not think so much at all. To let yourself intuitively respond to life as though you were in the dance together rather than a boxing match. You don't have to duck and weave to avoid what life sends your way. You can play, engage, be curious, sometimes feel pain, but always understand that the pain, because sometimes pain is an unavoidable part of life, is part of the healing the divine is sending your way. It is not out of cruelty. Sometimes the pain of letting something go now saves you from the agony of having what is not meant for you, causing you far greater suffering over the long term. While compassion is not always painful, often it's utterly joyful. It sweeps in, and before your eyes, what was considered an opportunity for a small gain becomes a trigger for a cascading flow of divine blessings into your life. While compassion provides whatever is needed for your deepest and most soul-satisfying success. It's neutral, it's wise, it serves as a higher will of the universe. It cannot be controlled by the mind, nor is it often understood by the mind, except in hindsight upon occasion. It cannot be thwarted or blocked by human will, yet it is our choice whether or not to embrace it and enjoy it, even if we find it mysterious or resist and fear is working in our lives. For those reasons, you can trust it completely. It is the hand of the divine sweeping in and uprooting what needs to be removed and planting what needs to be planted. It might be stark at times, but it's always loving, and no matter what you believe at the time, eventually you will be grateful. Thank you, Spirit. Me reading that, it just makes me trust the divine even more, because we may have our own plans thinking that it's all going to go the way that we planned it, but that's not always the case. And sometimes you have to be open to the flow of what Spirit has for you, because it may just be better than what you predicted your original plan was going to be. So I thank God for that message. That was a great message. Let's move on to Ascended Master Mary Magdalene in the Aqua Aura Quartz, Divine Alchemy. We bring you the blessing of divine alchemy. This is the art of transmutation, the application of spiritual consciousness to physical form. So profound that an entirely new form evolves. It's irreversible. It is the coal transformed into the diamond. The lead of sleeping matter awakened into the radiant gold of consciousness. Successful alchemy transformation requires patience, courage, and a belief in the power of spirit above all else. The radical and permanent transformation effected by divine alchemy may seem miraculous to the outsider viewing the changed form. Yet the alchemist knows that when spiritual consciousness meets physical matter, the world will never be the same again. Alchemists have often been considered eccentric. They appear to labor on tasks the mainstream either don't comprehend or consider impossible. Yet the alchemists of old and the modern-day spiritual alchemists are the ones who see reality more clearly and understand divine power most accurately. They know the healing, transformative power of divine energy is beyond any limitation the mind can conceive. This is why they never assume that something's impossible. They are open to the workings of divine will and how healing can best happen, which is not always in the ways one might expect. They do not see reality as fixed and the material world as a solid, impenetrable, unchanging form. They know that all of creation is energy and the energy can change form. When higher consciousness is applied to that energy, the form which evolves is one of shining divine beauty. The sole task of divine alchemists, whether they think of themselves in those terms or not, is to repair the damage that fear-based consciousness has generated in the world. A divine alchemist may do this with a focus on environmental or socio-economic issues, or through the arts, creative expression, healing work with the body, mind, and soul, or through cooking and educating others about nourishment. Alchemists may do their work on the greater human collective powerfully, but behind the scenes, they may do this by bringing higher consciousness into their own being, and then allowing that to permeate their work in the corporate, financial, legal, or political sectors, or in the worlds of marketing and media, where their elevated spiritual frequency is so very needed at this time. No matter what realm you enter, your soul has the ability to trigger alchemical change. Whether you're always conscious of it or not, your presence is helping to repair bodies, minds, hearts, and souls from the terror that has been conditioned into them over lifetimes. You are helping to heal the doubt, fear-based habits, and self-destructive behavioral patterns that plague the human collective psyche. You are here to apply love, higher understanding, and wisdom to the world. In the application of that higher consciousness, alchemy begins. And in time, genuine divine beauty rises up out of the sacred fires of transformation. The ugly duckling realizes that it's a swan. Alchemy always starts with the alchemist. It is will and belief that empowers the alchemists to continue with their sacred work, even if it is misunderstood or dismissed by those who don't know no better. When the oracle of divine alchemy comes to you, you're being advised that something in your world, perhaps in your body, is going to be blessed with healing transformation so profound it can never be undone. The spiritual repair is not simply a patch-up job, but a profound reconstruction that will change the substance, quality, and consciousness of that physical world reality. There will be a purging and a reconstruction. This oracle also comes to you with a message for your alchemy empowerment. Whatever you want to change in your physical world can change. What is needed is a commitment to consciousness, growth, 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 and unconditional trust in the process. Do not give up until it is as you would wish it to be. You must believe in yourself and the power of the divine. The art of divine alchemy will express itself through you, and you and the world around you shall be blessed by its healing power. Thank you, Spirit. Moving on to the angel 𝚙𝚊𝚐𝚑 and the black tourmaline, purification. We bring you the gift of purification. This is your chance to let go of what you no longer wish to hold. It might be a toxic burden within your body, mind, or emotions you wish to be freed from, so you can feel lighter, happier, and more energized to attend to the things that matter the most. We come to you at a time when you have become overloaded with energies, thoughts, or even perhaps physical toxins or possessions inhibiting your capacity for joy and vibrancy. If there's any fear within at the prospect of releasing something from your life, be reassured. This cleansing is a loving grace that will help you feel happier. We are not here to take anything from you, but rather to free you from what you no longer wish to hold on to. The more you're willing to allow us to assist in this process, the better and clearer you shall feel. Insights into your relationships, choices in life, and issues that may have confused you will become clear. You will become more aware of your truths and feel empowered to live your life on your terms. There's only benefit to gain here, and our blessing comes straight from the loving heart of the divine to assist you. When purification is offered, you need to release something that isn't serving you. It could be anything from a relationship to a belief system, a physical toxin that has become stuck in your body, or an emotional block preventing you from taking the next step on your life path. It may be even a physical possession that don't mean as much to you as they once did before, that could be given away to another to help another instead. This creates space for you to receive what's meaningful instead. If you think you might have, oh wow, a blueberry just flew through the deck. Beautiful. I got distracted, y'all. It says sometimes you can become so used to carrying something that it starts to feel natural to do so. It isn't until you no longer have that burden that you realize exactly how much easier your life is without it, and how you didn't need to hold on to it at all. Attachment is a very powerful force, however, and fear can have you reactively holding on to the very thing that's going to drown you, whilst trying to convince you it is your life raft. During this time, the oracle brings you a message. Trust in what is happening in your life, including the people, places, or things that seem to be slipping away from your grasp. Holding tighter is not the best strategy here. You have been expending energy, becoming drained through some of your attachments, no longer in your best interest. Sometimes out of fear, you hold on when letting go would actually bring you what you want. You may be surprised as you loosen your grip and hold a lovingly detached and curious attitude at exactly what remains effortlessly into your life and what is released freely. You will also be delighted at how much better you feel and what is given to you in return for your trusting surrender. A wild anxiety or uncertainty about letting go is a sign you're breaking through a fear barrier into more trust and openness to life. Those feelings will pass into joy soon enough. If there's something deeper happening, perhaps you're feeling absolute terror at the prospect of releasing a person, place, or behavior or thing, even though you know it's best to do so. Then be comforted. The divine has infinite compassion. You'll not be forced, but you'll be asked to hand over what the divine knows is not right for you. You always have free will, and you can always choose to keep holding on. But in your heart, you know that the divine has only your best interest at heart, and there's so much the universe wants to give you. To receive it, however, you'll need to create some room. It is safe to let go. It helps you receive. Remember that if you're asked to hand over the scraps you have come to believe are your treasures, it is only so you can be gifted with the sacred feast. And yet still, you'll have every right to do so in your own time. Force is not needed here. Purification happens more deeply when there is relaxation and surrender into the process. You will not tighten up in resistance and feel unnecessary pain when you know you're choosing to trust the divine plan and release what you do not need from a place of peace and personal power. Nor is there any need for guilt or shame. There are more poisons in the world at this time than ever before, and yet with that, there are more opportunities for healing provided too. This is part of the divine mystery, and you're blessed with protection and intervention to be free from harmful situations and substances now. Follow your hunches and let life provide you with what you most need. Angel Bath Call and the Aquamarine Authentic Voice. We bring you the gift of authentic voice. We want you to know your own truths and to speak them in your own way, because you have something of value to share, your inner world, your unique viewpoints, and the person that you are. When you speak from your authentic voice, you help others relax, come out of their heads into their hearts, and remember the truth of who they are as well. Your authentic voice doesn't have to sound like the voice of any other. It doesn't need to always be soft, although in its own way, it will always be loving. Your authentic voice has a place in this world and has been designed to be a valuable part of the sacred choir of soul voices, which creates music for the universe. As you trust in your authentic voice, your ability to manifest your divine destiny will grow, and your responsible use of the power of your voice will help many. Your authentic voice is like no other. That is why it can take some time to find it. In a way, it finds you, rising up out of the depths of your being, until you realize it is there, being written, spoken, danced, sung, painted, felt, turned into poetry, art, music, color, form, and of course, sound. Your authentic voice is the voice of your soul. It's the part of you that speaks in a language not limited by words. It speaks in feelings, truths, visions others can understand at a deep level. Even if sometimes their mind do not seem to grasp what you're communicating, the authentic voice, the voice of the soul, the voice of reassurance, of encouragement, and of love. It can be fierce, honest, and stir up the sort of agitation that pushes issues out of the way and allows the spirit to be free to live as it wishes. It can be tender and kind, gentle and sensitive. It is just like the divine love that it expresses, not limited to one particular way. As you seek out your authentic voice, you may be inspired by the way other people express their voice of the soul. That's fine, provided you don't compare yourself with them. If you compare yourself to others and feel that your voice is not as powerful or loving or wise or somehow not enough, stop immediately. Your truths are your own. You have been created according to a divine design. And you are as you're meant to be. That includes your voice. Every voice is meant to be different. There is no choir if there is only one sound. The richness of the choir and the fullness of the sound comes from many voices combined. If you have had fear of speaking up or being judged or ridiculed for your authentic voice, if you've been shamed through any creative endeavor or had your feelings, dreams, or visions scoffed at, dismissed by another, then this oracle brings you a particular message. Your voice of the soul is never truly silenced. It never dies. You might turn away from it out of fear of future pain, but in time you will realize there's nothing that can harm this authentic voice of yours. It's resilient, strong, creative, very, very powerful. It is the divine light in you that transforms into sound and creation. It cannot help but want to be what it is, a divine impulse yearning for expression. It's safe to let it rise up again and be heard. It can be heard by other souls in many ways, sometimes even on other inner planes, as though you're speaking your love directly to the hearts of those willing to receive your guidance, even if you never meet them in person. This oracle also brings you a message that there is more to your authentic voice than you have discovered yet. There's more within you to be expressed, and you're going to enjoy that discovery. You may be startled at times by exactly what your voice of the soul expresses, but you will feel safe in the knowledge that when you're speaking your truth, you're expressing yourself from a place of soul, from a place of love, even if the message you're delivering is something that isn't easy to say or for another to hear. Remember that when you speak with your authentic voice of your soul, you're allowing the love of the divine to speak through you. Trust in that and set your voice free. Set your voice free. Somebody needs to hear that. Somebody needs to hear that it's okay to speak. Maybe as a child you were not able to speak freely. Spirit is telling you that you need to speak freely because somebody needs your knowledge. Somebody needs your expertise, even though you may not feel that way in person in the town that you live in. You know, when I started my YouTube, I had no idea how it was going to go, and I still kind of don't know, but I know one thing: somebody needs to hear the messages that are here. So that's why I started it. You know, sometimes you just have to start and see how it works out for you. You know, if it doesn't work out the way that you wanted to, then switch over to something else. You know, that's just me speaking from my experience, because there's been plenty of things that I've tried to do that did not work out for me, but I ended up switching over to doing something else that did work for me. So that's for somebody. Okay, let's move on to Goddess Matangi or Matangi in the heliotrope. It says, already there is value. We bring you the empowerment to see that already there's value. It is natural for creative energy to become excited by new possibilities, new ideas, and new forms. It's also possible, however, for creative energy to become engaged in liberating the undiscovered value within that which already exists, polishing it until it shines with divine light. Sometimes there's a need to shed the past and all associated with it completely, starting afresh. However, at other times, there's something of value from the past that can, if allowed to bask in the light of your creativity, become very valuable for your future and your enthusiasm to move forward in life. Don't forget to take the value that already exists in your world along with you. The innovative, creative mind tends to be future-oriented. It can see how things could be. There's excitement for what's yet to be, and a desire to embrace the new, and perhaps a feeling of excitement for what's unusual and stands apart from what has been. This can be healthy and helpful. Newness can bring energy and uplifting change. It is wise, however, to not rapidly cast away all that has been to make space for the new. It's a question of discernment and degree. Sometimes it will be appropriate to take extreme measures to purge the past. At other times, it's simply not necessary. And if you do not pause to consider the value of what you're releasing, you may lose valuable resources that will support your future. Perhaps it's an idea that will need to be further worked upon, for the full divine brilliance will be revealed. Or a connection that already exists is going to unexpectedly rise up and support you in your divine work in some way, whether this is an old idea half completed, an opportunity not yet acted on, or information not yet taken in and digested. The oracle says that something valuable is right under your nose. It may well be the very thing that helps you bridge the past and the future. You are guided to sit with your creative efforts and what already exists in your life, with your relationships, your possessions, the information you have at your disposal. Is there information, a project, situation, or inner guidance you have already received that you're yet to fully integrate and apply in your life? Is there something within that could be beneficial to you? Use your intuition. Allow yourself to feel for your inner guidance. Is there something you have too quickly dismissed as trash that could actually be transformed into treasure? If you're inspired to reinvigorate a past practice, to revive or reinvent yourself for a brand or a project, then the Oracle brings encouragement for this process. If you're going through a creative process of growth, perhaps having a completed body of work with a certain philosophy or approach and now feeling to head in a different direction, or perhaps as a parent now stepping into a professional arena. For example, this oracle brings you guidance. Do not dismiss the value of what you have done up until this point. It is in no way diminished because you are growing. You are growing because you have done all you have done. Your past efforts can continue to have a positive impact in the lives of others, even whilst you move on with your life into a new phase of your journey. Goddess Rhiannon and the Amazonite, integrity. We bring you the empowerment of integrity. Integrity is the harmony between intention, word, and action. It is a discipline of love that creates inner security, confidence, and self-esteem. Integrity allows you to choose what promises you make according to the reasons that have meaning for you. It empowers you to make decisions that feel authentic and honor your values. It allows you to say no without guilt or shame because you're not willing to compromise who you are to make another person comfortable. As you honor your words and actions, doing what you say you will, when you say you will, you grow power and respect within. You can express your integrity absolutely and yet with kindness and compassion. Integrity is a gift that will bring you a powerful peace of mind and loving self-respect. The more choice and freedom you have, the more integrity you will need. The more you feel aware of and compassionate towards the needs of others, the more integrity you will need. Integrity is your anchor to self. It is the audacity in expression. You experience your integrity as a feeling of rightness when you're in alignment with yourself, and a feeling of something being not quite right, uncomfortable, or even anxiety or anger inducing when you're being urged to break with your integrity to make another one comfortable. You know what you need to do or not do, and when you step away from that, not honoring yourself, you will experience psychological, emotional, or even physical discomfort. You will not feel good about the choices you're making. This is a sign that you have integrity and that it is calling you back to your truth. Integrity is a sign of character developed over time. It exists when a person cares enough about their words and actions, their intentions, and the impact of their life on others, that they're willing to make the sometimes tough calls and not always take the path that seems easiest. Integrity doesn't make life harder, however. It actually makes it more enjoyable. Every time you exercise your integrity in your choices, you'll feel good about yourself. Eventually, even if your mind goes into fear at saying no, for example, worrying that you've upset someone or missed out on an amazing opportunity that just didn't feel right, no matter how many ways you tried to make it work. The good feeling you get from being in integrity will grow stronger. It will develop to the point where you can't tolerate not being in integrity. Nothing will be worth it. The contemporary expression for this is that you won't be willing to sell out or to sell your soul to get something or someone. What happens as you build your integrity muscles is that your ability to attract what you need actually grows. Your light and presence become more magnetic. Instead of needing to chase after what you feel you need or want, you stand still and draw the right people and opportunities to you. You have less fear and more trust. You like who you are and know that you're valuable. And any person or dream that asks you to abandon yourself is not worth the cost. This oracle brings you a message. If you have already made a decision based on integrity and you're having second doubts, don't. You have done the right thing and you will benefit more from this than you realize, even if it seems to your mind that you have suffered a loss. If you are in a situation where you feel your integrity is being challenged, or find a situation where you feel your integrity, or find yourself in a place in the near future, trust yourself. Be authentic. You've worked too hard and come too far to throw yourself away for anything or anyone. Hold on to you. Stand firm in what is true for you. Thank you, Spirit. That is wonderful. I hope you guys got something out of this message. There will be a part 3. I probably won't do part 4. I'll probably just do a part 3. So we got part 1. Go back and listen to that if you haven't already. And then this was part 2. This was a Ascended Masters and Crystal reading. I love you guys so much. I'll see you on the next one.